You know, we're surrounded by stories. Movies, music, social media, they're all constantly selling us an idea of who we're supposed to be. But what if the answer they're offering, the pop culture solution to happiness, is missing something fundamental? In this explainer, we're going to explore that gap and look at a very different path to finding our true identity.
Seriously, think about it for a second. From superheroes with their secret identities to anime protagonists with some kind of dark past, our favorite characters are almost always wearing a mask. And isn't that a feeling we all know deep down? That little fear that if people saw the real us, they might not like what they find? So why are our heroes, and maybe us too, always hiding?
Well, that question leads us right into our first section. We're going to explore the powerful theme that drives this need to hide, not just in fiction, but in our own lives. And that theme is hidden shame.
I mean, these struggles feel so familiar, don't they? A secret past you just can't seem to escape. An unwanted power you can't control. That deep, nagging fear of being truly fully known. It all leads to putting on a mask, pretending to be perfect. This isn't just a story trope, you guys. It's a perfect picture of what a shame-based identity really looks like.
Okay, so if shame is the problem, what's the solution? Pop culture has a very clear, very popular answer for us. Let's take a look at what it is.
We hear this everywhere, all the time. The message is to embrace your imperfections, to love your flaws, to just be authentically you. And on the surface, that sounds amazing, right? It's empowering, it's positive, it's become the go-to answer for that feeling of hidden shame.
But here's where that popular solution just hits a wall. What if the things you're ashamed of aren't just quirky little flaws, but are genuinely hurtful parts of who you are? What if the self you're being told to just accept is the very thing that's causing you and other people pain? Does just be yourself really solve the root of the problem then?
That challenge forces us to look at a completely different path. It's not about self-acceptance, but it's about a choice between two foundational mindsets, pride versus humility.
And right here you can really see the two paths laid out side by side. The pride-based approach, the one pop culture loves, it's all about self-justification. It says, I am enough, flaws and all. It acknowledges your flaws just so you can accept them as part of the package. But the humility-based approach, it shifts the focus entirely. It's about seeing yourself from God's perspective. It says, He is enough. And it acknowledges flaws not to accept them, but to surrender them.
And hey, this isn't some new idea. This ancient wisdom from the book of Proverbs, man, it frames the choice perfectly. The path of pride, of insisting I am enough, well, it ultimately leads to disgrace. But the path of humility, that's what opens the door to true wisdom and real freedom. Now, it is so important that we get this right. Biblical humility isn't about self-hatred or thinking you're worthless, not at all. It's about radical self-honesty. It's the courageous act of seeing yourself accurately, your incredible value, and your genuine brokenness, all in the light of a perfect and holy God. So what happens when we choose this path of humility? Well, that brings us to the most transformative part of this whole journey, discovering our identity in redemption.
And the path forward is surprisingly clear. First, it starts with acknowledging that the shame and the condemnation we feel are real, not just pretending they don't exist. Second, we have to understand grace, the mind-blowing truth that our acceptance isn't based on our performance. And finally, based on that grace, we are invited to receive a completely new identity.
This verse from Romans, this is the ultimate answer to all the shame we started with. It's a declaration that the guilt, the fear, the condemnation, it's gone. Not because we suddenly became perfect, but because we are in Christ. This is the promise that shatters the power of the mask.
And this right here, this is the fundamental shift. Your core identity is no longer defined by your struggles or your past or your flaws, by who you are. Instead, it becomes rooted in whose you are. And that's an identity that's given, not earned, a child of God.
So everything we've just talked about, this isn't just some interesting theory or a theological concept to debate. It's an invitation, a personal one, for you.
So I want to leave you with this question. Remember that fear of being truly known we started with? What if you could be completely known, every secret, every flaw, every failure, and at the exact same time, be completely and fully loved? What would that change for you? That, right there, is the heart of redemption. If this journey from shame to a new identity resonates with you at all, I want to invite you to take a first step. Typing "Redeem Me, Lord" in the comments. Look, it isn't some magic formula, but it is a declaration. It's a simple prayer that says you want to step out from behind the mask and into this new identity.